Thank you, Dr. Secretary, for this opportunity. And to introduce Guru Raja, he doesn't require any introduction because he's known worldwide. I don't think I should make any comment by. So, as you all know, he's the Deputy General Secretary of the ruling Dravidian Kazhagam, and also currently a parliamentarian and former union minister. He was a union minister at his youngest age. I think 32 or 33. He was the Minister of State for Health in the Union Government of India. And later he became the telecom minister, who revolutionized the telecom sector in the country, basically. Because of him, only everyone in this country, everyone in India is having a mobile phone at him. And so now he is an ardent supporter of Dravidian movement and an ideologue of Dravidian movement. He's known across the world. He's known across the world not only with respect in the party lines, but also in the government and also the revolution which he has brought to the country. And you might have seen him speaking particularly controversial topics. In fact, when I say controversy, why I'm saying controversy is he's one man who speaks from the heart. What is Dravidian ideology? What is Dravidian movement? How this movement is trying to uplift the downtrodden people or bridge the social stratification which is prevalent in the country for centuries or even thousands of years together. So even in today's topic, which is social justice and women empowerment, the Dravidian model, we might have seen various types of models, various types of economic models. Particularly after the invention of this rails and trains. Because of the aggressive industrialization, we have seen models like capitalistic model and communist model of economy. In a capitalistic model, which is nothing but where the market determines everything and free market, and there will be no interference or limited interference from the government. Because of this, what has happened is the division between the haves and have-nots increased, which resulted in the accumulation of capital. Against which this concept of communism came into picture, where the state owns everything and equal opportunity will be given by the state. But the problem is, there is a striking difference between these models and Dravidian model. What is in the Dravidian model? Even the communist model, see, economic inequality is the root cause of all the other inequalities. And if you address this economic inequality, you can address the problems in the society. This is what the idea of communist model. Whereas in India, we follow a religion which stratifies its own followers on the basis of birth. Like the person who is born out of head is a Brahmin, the person who is born out of shoulder is Kshatriya, and Vaishya, and Shudra, and even Avarnas. So, in India, this particular social stratification is the root cause of economic stratification, because it is not only the social stratification, the labor is attached to this stratification. For example, the Brahmin is given a particular role, Pujari or a spiritual supremacy or cultural supremacy, he has been given an upper status in the society. Whereas a Shudra or maybe the lower strata of the caste is given a different role, and this labor is also stratified accordingly. That is the reason why we consider Pujari or the person who does puja at a higher pedestal, whereas the person does manual scavenging and clean and sweep the streets are at a lower pedestal. Even though manual scavenging is a much holier and much important job than puja, because puja can wait any day. Let us hear from the host who can elaborate more on this particular subject. So I would like to invite our chief guest, the Honorable Member of Parliament Raja, to address the
Thank you very much for this opportunity given to me. I must express my thanks to the brother Dravidian Pugal Gandhi and people who gathered here to hear my speech for a few minutes. I think that the roadmap which was given by Mr. Pugal Gandhi has given a little bit light what about the social justice and women empowerment and Dravidian model. The word social justice itself mooted several questions. Why we need social justice? What happened to the society? Because society must be in justice. But social justice itself gives some clue that the society was not provided with proper justice, so that the concept of social justice came into existence. Even in the Europe or other countries, inequality is there, black and white, inequality is there. Hundreds of years, Nelson Mandela stood for it, Martin Luther King stood for it. But the inequalities are little bit different with the inequality in existence of India. That does not mean I am justifying the inequality between white and black. But at least there is a physical object to classify who is black, who is white. It is inculcation in the precipitation in the mind, then the white is something supreme and black is something less. It is in the mind. For the convenience of the mind, nature gave two different colors and two different physical objects. One nose is neat and clean, one nose is a little bit bulky, and something. So, by birth it cannot be justified. But to some extent, the inequality can be understood as though it is wrong that there is a division. It is not correct. For that alone we are fighting, people are fighting. And ultimately Nelson Mandela and the Martin Luther King did it correctly. I have come across the literature of Benjamin Molaisi in South Africa, a great poet. He has written his own experience. A black lady was brought to the jail by the white racist police people working in the government. The law says within 24 hours she has to be produced before the magistrate. Benjamin Molaisi used to record it. One of the poets, Negro poet, black poet, who stood against racial hegemony in South Africa was wrongfully arrested and tortured in the police station. What type of torture police station? We didn't know. It is complete. In those days, barbarian camera proceedings were best known to them. This lady was brought to the magistrate. Like our CRPC, Criminal Code of Procedure, that country also, certain procedures were there. Because British people, whether they are following the rule or not, there must be a rule. So magistrate used to ask, you have been confined in the jail for more than 24 hours almost. It is my duty to ask, have you undergone any torture by the police? The Benjamin Molaisi, who is a great poet, who recorded another poet's experience who was put into the jail in the confinement. Then lady was little bit afraid of, because both sides police were escorted by her before the magistrate. But question was asked judicially by the magistrate, have you undergone any torture? This poet, lady poet, used to say, nothing, my lord, but I want to submit one thing before this court. This gentleman policeman is having a lathi in his hand. If his lathi is having power to discharge sperm, I should have been the pregnant a child after 10 months. That is the language which was used by the lady, because we are all knows poetry is nothing but using the language in other way, in other sense. So she used to convince the magistrate what type of tattoo he had. This man, policeman who is having stick, is having power to discharge sperm. I should be a mother for a child after 10 years, 10 months. So this is a racial difference we met. The pain which was suffered by the black is also equally bad. But the thing is, why we are calling social justice in India is, as my brother Pugal put it properly, nowhere in the world, the division or inequality based on a micro level codification without any physical difference. You come to India, you go for a cinema theatre or stop your bus. At least a bus must have 60 passengers. A theatre may have 400 viewers. Stop the theatre. Can you identify who is Brahmin? Can you identify who is Reddiar? Can you identify who is Naidu? Can you identify who is Nadar? Can you identify who is Devar? Can you identify who is scheduled caste? Not at all. The visibility, difference visibility which is available in other countries in the name of black and white is not at all even existence in India, but the difference is inculcated in your mind. The moment Raja was identified as a Dalit, when I am traveling in a bus, nobody knows I am Dalit or Pugal belongs to some caste. The neighbor who is sitting in the bus, as an Indian, he must have an inclination to ask whether this man is our man or not. He will put so many questions. Where you are living? I am living in Madurai. Madurai, where are you living? I am near Meenakshi temple. Then near Meenakshi temple, who is the next man? In and around, he wants to know whether he is Deva or Nadar or scheduled caste or something else. Because he is not able to understand by face. Nobody can understand that, of course, he is having a surname Reddy. Without Reddy, if Shagar is placed in the Delhi or somewhere else, nobody knows he is Reddy. So, without any physical reason, without any physical object, without any differentiation, a system has been codified in the name of Hinduism, or I say by Brahminical literature, that as he put it, a man who born out of head is having some privilege. This man. Ultimately, what happened? The complete deprivation of education, complete deprivation of owning property, and universally complete deprivation of women to have access of equality in all footings, whether it is education, whether it is life, whether it is dress, whether it is civilization, whatever be. So these differences was not identified specifically and properly by the other country which is existence in India. That is why the first literature came into existence. When Ambedkar was 23 years old, in Columbia University, he submitted a paper, first time, the genesis, mechanism and development of caste in India. When he was 23 years old, the paper was submitted, which was read in the conference. Everybody shocked. That book was the first book banned by the government of India at the instigation of upper caste and Brahmin people by the British government. The first book in India which was banned by the British people is Genesis, Mechanism and Development of Caste. That book came into Pondicherry because Pondicherry government is Portugal government, which was read by Kaviyar Bharatidasan. Very rare piece. Then he converted into Tamil. ஆரியர் தமை ஒப்பா ஆதி திராவிடரை சேரியில் வைத்தாரடி கிளியே சேரியில் வைத்தாரடி. In that paper he says, when the Brahminical forces came into existence and codified Varnasana Dharma, there was a fight between Buddhism and the so-called, not present Hinduism, in so-called Sanatana Dharma. There was a fight between Bauta and Sanatana Dharma, the old Veda religion. Those who accepted Veda religion, Sanatana religion, were classified into 4 Varnas. Those who are not able to accept it, because we are all Buddhists, we did not accept your concept, they have been put out of the town, out of the village. They have been labeled as the untouchables. This is the one of the research with data by Ambedkar, which may correct or may not correct. We cannot justify. Even tomorrow theory may differ by anthropologists. But this book came into existence in Pondicherry, which was read by our people, Tamil people and other people. It was converted into Tamil that Ariyar Tamaivappa Adi Dravarai Seriyil Vaitharadi Sahiye Seriyil Vaitharadi. So this is the origin how the caste was addressed initially by Ambedkar. And thereafter Dravidian movement came into existence. Dravidian movement came into existence to maintain the equality, gender equality, caste equality, economical equality. As he put it, Periyar fully aware about the communism. He went to Russia. He celebrated Russia, no doubt. But he was very keen, both Ambedkar and Periyar, very keen that in order to maintain the equality in economical domain, unless and until caste barriers are removed, you cannot achieve the economical goal, economical equality. Because the property itself is divided on the basis of the caste and varnas. Who are all the landless? Poor scheduled caste. Who are all the landless? OBCs. Maybe one year, maybe Nadar, maybe Chettiar. Now Nadar community is a little bit rich. But trace out these 3. They are almost treated as untouchables. So each and every community, today, they may claim that we are very glorious. But the real record says that they are all completely oppressed in terms of education, in terms of property, in terms of wealth, in terms of civilization, everything. So when a man is deprived of knowledge, when a man is deprived of earning property, when a man is deprived of getting equality, when a woman is treated as a second-rate citizen, even not a second-rate citizen, even not at all a citizen, then what will be the equilibrium of the society? So to bring the social equilibrium, this social justice concept was initiated by the Dravidian movement and other movements in India. I can specify in another way. The justification was given by Dr. Ambedkar very clearly. Nothing wrong, he says. He started his argument, nothing wrong. We wanted to maintain the equilibrium, equality in the society in terms of peace. Yes, we need. Take a village. I am having my own village, 750 people only, 750 houses. For 750 people in those days, when there is no electricity, when there was no bus, when there was no connectivity, all 750 people cannot go for saloon. So definitely a man need as a barber. I am telling 200 years back, when my forefathers were living in a village, which was not connected by bus, which was not connected by telephone, which was not connected by any other means. So for 750 people in those days, those who are agriculture labor or something in spite of the social various order, rich people, middle people, all these things, that village need a carpenter, that village need a barber, that village need a cobbler, that village need a scavenger. For what purpose? The village must be in equilibrium, village must be in peace, village must be shared by distribution of works. This is universal to the world, wherever human being settles as a hamlet or in the society. But what happened in other countries in India, very small difference of two words, Ambedkar beautifully put it. Yes, division of labor is essential and universal. I quote, division of labor, we have to share our labor. I may be a member of parliament, but I need this coat. But this coat I cannot create. For this coat, somebody should cultivate cotton somewhere else. And thereafter somebody should yarn it. Thereafter some tailor should sit it. Thereafter somebody should retail shop. If I wear shoes, I can't do it. But I need a shoe. I know I want to have a watch. But for this watch, somebody is working somewhere else. So my needs are not at all or cannot be filled. My needs cannot be fulfilled by my own hands, by my own labor. So I need in the society others' labor. So division of labor is essential for a civilized society to maintain peace and calm and prosperity and equality, equilibrium. Division of labor, which is existing in the whole world. Where we heard by the Brahminical literature and in the name of Hinduism is division of laborers. The difference between the division of labor and division of laborers is the conflict of total India, where the Varnashramam came into existence, where the caste came into existence. That is why he said, with due respect to the other communities, I am not against Brahmin, because Ambedkar himself was very clear, Periyar was himself clear. No intellectual class in the world has prostituted its intelligence to invent a philosophy, to keep its fellow man in a perpetual state of ignorance and poverty, as the Brahmins have done to India in the name of Hinduism. This is Ambedkar. Periyar in Tamil says, எனக்கு தெரிந்த வரையில் உலகத்தில் எந்த சமுதாயத்திலும் ஒரு அறிவார்ந்த சமுதாயமாக தன்னை கருதி கொண்டு தாங்கள் மட்டுமே படித்துவிட்டு மற்றவர்களை படிப்பறிவுள்ளவர்களாக தரித்திரர்களாக ஆக்கி வைத்திருக்கிற கொடுமையை இந்த மதத்தில் தவிர வேறு எந்த மதத்திலும் நான் பார்த்ததில்லை. Both are equal. The same time Ambedkar is very clear, by Brahminism I do not mean the power and privilege accrued by a particular community. I repeat it, by Brahminism I do not mean the power and privilege being accrued by a particular community. By Brahminism I do mean negation of liberty, equality and fraternity. Wherever negation of liberty, equality and fraternity is there, there is Brahminism. Our mentor, Chief Minister Annadurai, in his book Variya Maye, he was very clear. My dear brother, in Tamil, my dear brother, Brahminism is not only with Brahmins. Brahminism exists even with Mudaliyars, even with Reddiyars, even with Counters, even with other communities, even among the scheduled caste. Suppose scheduled caste having 3 layers. The lowest layer is scavenger. Even the scheduled caste first layer, he is no doubt untouchable in the eye of other backward classes and the forward community. That man in the scheduled caste social order number 1 is treating number 3 as the most untouchable. He is not permitting the third untouchable, the first untouchable house. So this is Brahminism. So Brahminism existing among the scheduled caste, among the backward class, among the forward class, notwithstanding the Brahmin community. But the seed was sown by them. Now they are not able to uproot the plant. If at all a honest Brahmin, my own friends are many Brahmins. My 2G case, I engaged 2 young lawyers from the Brahmins community. I am treating them as own brother. I am giving more respect for them. Still, one Mr. Balaji and Mr. Manu Sharma, those who are practicing in Delhi. But I am not accusing individual. The history says it was evident that the division was planted by the Brahmins. Now a Brahmin, honest Brahmin, wanted to uproot the plant. He can't, because it has been institutionalized. So most of the Brahmins, most of the upper caste, in the name of the religion or in the name of the various names, I do not want to name it, whether it is RSS or this Dal, whatever be the name, they wanted to get shelter in the hegemony which was constructed properly, well-planned manner in those days in the name of Sanatana Dharma. So Sanatana Dharma is very clear. What is Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana Dharma wants if the society should be calm, the society is to be in equilibrium, then the 4 varnas is must. That is being promoted even now by a person who took oath on the constitution in Tamil Nadu, who is sitting in the biggest office of the government in the name of the Raj Bhavan. Barely saying, who took oath on the constitution. Constitution says equality before law, equal protection before law. But this man says India needs Sanatana Dharma. I searched it. Sanatana Dharma, it is very clear. Sanatana Dharma is a Aryan culture. It is meant for Aryan race. They themselves claim that Aryan race is upper to everybody. We wanted to implement Manusmriti. For Sanatana Dharma, the basic bedrock is Sanatana Manusmriti and other scriptures. Some Valgya Valkana or something else. But a governor is able to talk till now that we want Sanatana Dharma against the constitution. Then what about the social justice? So this concept of social justice has to be spread immediately to the young people, those who are studying in the colleges, studying in the schools, studying in the abroad. Even I am more reliably bearing Ambedkar, bearing Periyar. Ambedkar was completely promoted by foreign people. The good education was given to him. All his literature were translated in many languages with foreign people. Unless and until foreign people, those who are living in foreign land, Indian people, they helped Ambedkar. So I appeal to the people, those who are living in London or UK, very neutrally. Our forefathers may, Reddy's forefathers may claim in Andhra that my son is bigger caste. But we have to leave it. Be a man. Be a honest man. Think whether the caste system is going to produce a egalitarian society or equal society or egalitarian society, nothing else. What about the women's? As he put it, women's rights were completely deprived in India. What we are celebrating in this country, we want to celebrate and we want to, member of parliament in the parliament, Indian parliament, they are claiming that Bhagavad Gita must be declared as the national text of this country. Where it was very clear that women were given to this earth out of what we call curse, Pava Yoni. All ladies, invariably, whether it is Brahmin, Sadriya, Vaisya, or Sudra, or Adidravida, whatever be the, invariably, Bhagavad Gita claims that all women were lower in status, lower by birth, they were polluted. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. Do not let a woman without any other person assistance, even brother or sister, brother or father, you should not go alone with a woman, because woman's mind is wavering everywhere. She is inclined to sex. These are the literature contemplated in our own religion. People are abusing me. Raja is against Hindu religion. I simply ask the question, who I am according to law? I am also Hindu. Am I not entitled to criticize myself? If I am criticizing another religion, they can say, who are you? I am labeled as Hindu by law. Law says those who are not Christian, those who are not Mohammedan, those who are not Persian, all are Hindus. There is no escapism in the constitution, in the law. I think that a description for a religion was described in such a manner which is not known to any other religion. Call a Christian, what is your religion? He will say, my religion is Christian. My guide is Bible. My spiritual leader is Christu. Call a Muslim, he will say Allah. Scripture is Quran. Whichever be the religion. But a religion is interpreted and defined in such a manner in negative sense. Thus, those who are not Muslim, those who are not Christian, those who are not Parsi, all are Hindus. The moment I came into existence from my mother's womb, without my consent, without my principle, I have been labeled by law, no, you are Hindu. The moment you are labeled as Hindu, I will be put in the 4 Varnas, either Brahmin or Kshatriya or Varnasrama or untouchable or something else, without my knowledge. I came into know when I was studying 4th standard, 5th standard, where I am, without my consent. So this is a unique country where religion was forced upon you without your consent, without your following, without your acceptance of principles. And ultimately you are forced to accept the principle, which principles teaches the inequality everywhere. Right from the birth up to burial. Deprivation of education. You see, what is the record? Up to 1932, 34. How many deputy collector? In backward class, even in upper class bearing Brahmins. The result says, out of 110 deputy collectors in 1932 or 31, 89 deputy collectors were Brahmins. Only 4 upper caste, Pillaimar and some other few Saurashtra or something else. Only 1 Muslim, no SC. This is the status in 1930s. In 1932 till 1932, if your student is going to be admitted in the medical college, the first and prerequisite qualification is he must know Sanskrit. What is the role of Sanskrit in the MBBS? Now Amisa is claiming that we are going to teach Hindi in MBBS. How a man who got degree in Hindi can come to London and perform in a hospital for a treatment? Now, even Jayalalitha was admitted in the hospital, our leaders were admitted in the hospital. We are calling from doctors from USA or London. Why? These doctors can interact with Apollo doctor or Tamil Nadu doctor in English. The syllabus is almost symmetrical, identical. Little bit variance may be there. Facilities may vary. But the curriculum which was prescribed for the doctors universally according to the World Health Organization is almost identical and similar. The word which is being coined by the doctors for a particular disease is universal completely. Now Amisa says we are going to teach Hindi. What does it mean? Their intention is not to promote Hindi, they wanted to promote Hindutva. So this is the problem in the country where we are going to lose all our democratic values. That is why we are claiming as long as caste system is there, as long as inequality is there, the democracy will not work, which was accepted by Ambedkar at the time of enactment of constitution itself. He was very clear. This constitution was affected by enactment, but still I am having fear. He said, one man, one vote, that is the political equality. But really, one word, one vote, one man is having same value with the other man. That is the question. So that is not a true democracy. Ambedkar did not accept in full sense. It is a mechanical democracy. But democracy depends on the caste. Why you are having still reserved seats? A man who is not a scheduled caste cannot contest in the other general constituency. Why? People are having sense about the caste. No, this man is untouchable. This man is not our caste. So as long as this precipitation in the mind is there, democracy will not work. So it is our prime duty of the Dravidian model to remove the inequalities right from the mind up to the public. That is why Dravidian model came into existence, which was initiated 1930s by the Justice Party. Today, big debate is going. Freebies. What does it mean, freebies? Persons, those came from other land, settled here, got everything freebies. 2000 years ago. Now they are telling, don't give freebies. You came here, you occupied our culture, you occupied our land, you occupied our kings, you did everything. We have been deprived of all rights. You got all rights. Now you are interpreting, sitting in the various forums, including Supreme Court, whether the freebies is essential or not. Freebies are essentially needed for the people since they have been deprived of 2000 years in all terms. When there is no television for the ordinary people, television should not be looked as an instrument for cinema. Television must be interpreted in such a manner by the Supreme Court or any other people in the Parliament that it is a knowledge-based instrument which will give the world knowledge to a man who is living in the social lowest above the social order. A man who is sitting in the slum, having a small TV. When free TV was given by Dr. Karunanidhi 10 years back, 15 years back, it was criticized. No, these people are going to see the cinema. Purpose is not for cinema. Cinema is one among the component, but world news is there. Psychology taught. What is happening in other countries, other states, other domain? What is happening in the parliament? My own MP is performing well or not? Everything is visible to the people, which is essentially needed for a value-based and knowledge-based society to be constructed in future. So freebies must be viewed, must be interpreted, must be sensed in such a way, empowering the people. There was a story which was given by the senior leaders when I was studying in the school. K. Kamaraj, the former chief minister, belonging to the Congress, a great leader, was traveling in a car. In those days, chief ministers are having no celebrity. Nobody knows who is the chief minister at all. Now everybody knows wherever I am going. When I am getting down in Heathrow, 4 people came to me and taking photographs. PUHAZH says I am very famous in the positive sense. But I am sharing the truth, not truth. I was very famous in negative sense. Because of 2G, because of 1,73,000, because of 15 months jail, which was widely published by the television, this face became very familiar. Now when I am getting boarded, the pilot came to my seat and wanted to have a photograph. So, right or wrong, how this knowledge-based society can be created and constructed, for which the social justice is essentially needed, because of the social justice was deprived of in terms of education, in terms of property, in terms of basic needs, even for clothing, even for food. That is why I recall memories of Kamaraj when I was studying in the high school. Kamaraj was traveling as chief minister with a few police people in 1952 or 53. There was a railway track. Kamaraj used to get down just to, train will come for 15 minutes, because train cannot be stopped for chief minister. One fellow, he is having only small piece of in his underwear, holding some stick with 10 goats, standing behind under the tree. Chief minister went, "Hi boy, come. Why you are not going to school? Why did you go? Get studies?" That boy did not know he is the chief minister. In his local language, he said, "Oh, if I am going to school, who will give food for me and my mother and my father?" This is the question asked by the small man with a small piece of dhoti to the chief minister. Chief minister immediately reacted. "Soru pota school go via. If I am providing food, Are you ready to go to school? This conversation was initiated in the mind of the Kamaraj, and he went to secretariat, called the officers, I want to give free meal. Chief Secretary did not accept. Finance Secretary did not accept. Other Home Secretary ridiculed. Not possible. But out of the political will, as a man who came from the lowest ebb of the dust in the name of caste also, he did it, which was earlier given for some time by the Dravidian model Justice Party government, which was universally adopted by Kamaraj. That time it was criticized, and because of that, lot of schools were opened, lot of children used to come to study. Out of their prime aim is hunger-free India, hunger-free Tamil Nadu. When you are hunger-free, then the mind will hunger to learn something. This is the concept which was given by the Dravidian model in 1930s by the Justice Party, which was endorsed by Kamaraj, and now which was enriched by MGR, enriched by Kalaignar Karunanidhi. Now the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu gave the breakfast also first time in India, which was not done by any other Chief Minister in the country. So the Dravidian model should be understood in such a way. This society was segmented, discriminated, and graded inequality. Ambedkar correctly said, inequalities is something different. Suppose he is having 100 acres of land. I am keeping piece of land. I became a labor to Shekhar Reddy. Tomorrow, for some other reason by lottery, I am getting 2 crore. I am also getting 50 acres. Next day, hi Mr. Reddy, how are you? I am also giving 50. So, this equality can be computed anytime or dispersed at any time for various reasons. But what is in the social order by way of caste and varnasrama is graded inequality. Inequality, this can be matched. Graded inequality is, I feel among the scheduled caste, someone is below to me. I am celebrating, no, among the scheduled caste, I am the big. Then above me, one person is celebrating, no, I am above you all. Above that person also, somebody is there. It is a graded inequality. In the graded inequality, a person is celebrating himself great comparing with the lower person. And he did not feel that we are already lower to somebody. This psychology was cleverly, scientifically built by Hinduism, Sanatani Dharma. That is why nobody is ready to revolt. Nobody ready to give up his caste. Suppose a Reddy, a Naidu. You say casteless society. No, our community is little bit. I am having some pride. I am Naidu. I am Reddy. Because he is comparing himself with other community. Nadar or Devar or Nadar or Vanir. So Vanir is comparison against scheduled caste. So this graded inequality was scientifically done in the name of religion, by which nobody is ready to break their yoke to come out. Otherwise, Ambedkar very clearly says the caste system was very scientifically, very systematically done, where a trained bull always wants to put his head to the yoke. Go to the village. Nowadays, bullock cart is not there. I was riding bullock cart when I was studying in the college. If you are lifting the bullock cart, this trained bull, though it is a big bull, automatically it will go and give their head to the yoke. It was trained without knowing his power. So this communal values, caste values, has been planted in the mind as a precipitation that we are above somebody, we are lower somebody. When you are accepting I am lower to somebody, it is also wrong. When you are priding yourself, I am upper to anybody, that is also wrong. I am a man, I am not higher to anybody, I will not lower anybody, I am a man. This is the equality, this is the social justice enunciated in the Dravidian model, for which various measures are being taken by the Tamil Nadu government, more specifically of leader M.K. Stalin, in the path which was designed by Anna, Kalaignar, Periyar, even the other forefathers in the Dravidian model. Any other small queries and other issues can be asked to me. I am ready to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say thank you very much, Raja. covered a lot of area, right from the African example of being in prison, the cruelty going back to 200 years, across to all the policies that the Tamil Nadu government, in particular the DMK, have progressed. Women's rights, you touched on that. You gave us a good understanding of the caste system, how it worked, and how it's still such a big issue that dominates social justice and everything else on that. So a big round of applause for Raja. Thank you very much. So now I would like to take some questions. Just give individuals a chance to ask questions. We are bilingual, so please ask your questions in whichever, Tamil or English or another language that Raja would speak. Please.
Thanks so much for the nice talk, sir. So I have, a few quick questions, and maybe you can enlighten me from understood things a little bit wrong. So the first thing I would like to ask is that compared to the other states, so Tamil Nadu, we are like a little bit of upper in terms of caste overism. So if we see at the moment, so those who holding the caste are people are like a little bit worried about is like the so-called middle upper. So those who holding is the middle layer. Of course, there is the root caste is from somewhere else. So is the Dravidian model has any other or any other update or upgradation to bring that also down?
So if I can just try to express the question, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's not only from the lowest, but all the middle, different levels. Is there any policy to help all of the levels?
No, Dravidian model includes all, everybody. See, even among the upper caste, any discrimination, we are fighting for even within the Brahminism.
Yeah.
There are discrimination between the Iyengar and IS.
Yeah.
There are discrimination between the IS among the IS.
Yeah.
So, equality means everywhere we want to maintain equality,
Yeah.
which was not addressed by some people for some reason, for according to their own convenience. But see, reservation for scheduled caste came into existence even in the British period, which was supported by Dravidian leaders. Thereafter, we used to fight for backward class reservation till VP Singh government, till 1989. India was freed in 1947. Right from 47 up to 89, how many years for backward class? The backward classes are superior to the scheduled caste according to the order. Even the backward class still wanted, some community wanted to suppress the lower caste. But in spite of that, Dravidian model is scheduled caste, untouchable, unseeable, unapproachable. These people are classified by the British people. It was very easy to Ambedkar to classify these people, get the census. See, you must understand the Ambedkar proper sense, because there is a clash between backward class and scheduled caste, claiming that Periyar is known for backward class and Ambedkar is known for scheduled caste. Periyar did not accept it. These three is, when Ambedkar used to write the constitution, the data was clear with him. The data was prepared by the British people. On what basis? There were three categories among the untouchables. One is unseeable. There were a community you cannot see. If you are shouting, everybody will run away. If a Brahmin comes, Othumillai, everybody goes. Unseeable. Then unapproachable. When a man comes, a sound will come. Everybody will go away, unapproachable. Then untouchable. These lists, who are all the untouchable, unseeable, unapproachable, were classified by the British people. Because till 1931, caste-based census was conducted by British. Thereafter, no caste-based census. We are demanding. For the reason best known to the BJP, they are not doing. Because it will disclose how much population upper caste, Brahmin and the Neo-Brahmin and other communities. Then you demanded to start for reservation till 90%. For that is why they are not doing it. The reason is, your question is legitimate. Because our mindset is, this Dravidian model is helping for the lower people, lowest people in social order. No. It is giving everybody. Everybody means in the sense, so far as the education is concerned, still we are having data that all the institutions are mainly governed by the Brahmin community. Go for Supreme Court. Even go for Parliament. Go for Election Commission. Go for ISRO. Go for CAG. Go for CBI. All the institutions are being occupied, most of the Brahmins. The reason is, I am not accusing the Brahmins. The reason is, when the British people ruled this country, they wanted to have English speaking people. Your father and my father were laborer in the agriculture field. That time these people are only having English knowledge. So those who are trained in the English were taken into secretariat by the people. Who is Simpson? Who is TVS? They are next to ICS officers, governors. When the governors wanted to go England, this property is handed over to Simpson. This property is handed over to TVS. This is see. I am not accusing anybody. History is history. So 2000 years, those who are deprived, these people are taken into consideration first. Remaining people will be taken into due course, wherever occasion comes. So reservation came for scheduled caste during British people because the scheduled caste list was ready by the 1931 census. But backward class census were not done. For all backwardness, that is not done. That is why we must know one important question. Ambedkar resigned from the law minister post. How many of the people knows for what reason Ambedkar resigned? Can you tell me, somebody? For what reasons law minister Ambedkar resigned from the cabinet? Anyone?
Women,
Huh?
he couldn't get the women reservation.
One of the reasons is women reservation. Why women reservation denied?
Because of it's against the Hindu.
No. All Brahminical forces and upper caste people know. You know the history. When the bill was introduced in the parliament for women's education and women's rights, Hindu code bill, equal property to women, which was resisted by Sankaracharya here. He conducted a seminar. I quote the entire word uttered by the Sankaracharya, which was codified by the in a book, Enge Pogarathu Hindu Madam, where Hindu religion goes. பொம்மநாட்டிங்க படிச்சுட்டா ஒழுக்கம் கெட்டு போயிடும். பொம்மநாட்டிங்க படிச்சுட்டா புருஷனோட இருக்க மாட்டான். This is the word uttered by Sankaracharya, which was recorded by his own man working in the Kanji Pidar Sankara Madam. So which was resisted by the people, so that Ambedkar resigned. Not only for one reason. Second reason is there. He quoted second reason. For other reason I resigned is, I want to give reservation for the backward class. Nehru accepted it. I made a provision in the constitution, 242 or 342 I think, 342 or 343 in the draft constitution. Go through the records. I am having records on my hand. Who is scheduled caste? Who is untouchable? So it was very easy to me and it was very easy to the British people to justify that reservation is being given to them. I made a provision 3 years back when the constitution was enacted. Backward class commission I recommended. Provision is there. I constituted backward commission statute. But for the reason best known to the Nehru and other cabinet ministers, that backward class commission was not constituted by this government. Still injustice is going to the backward class. They are also illiterate. They are also deprived classes. They are also treated as Shudras. They are also treated very badly in terms of education, property, civilization, everything. Though there is a disparity between the two communities, scheduled caste and backward class, on the social weightage, on the economical weightage, almost they are one and the same. You see the village today also. You cannot identify. In my districts, Vaniyar community is there, equally other community, Dalit community is there. You cannot identify which is Vaniyar community, which is this community. Their hamlet, their street, their lifestyle, everything is one and the same. So Ambedkar did a provision in the constitution which was not honored by Congress government. That was also one of the reasons for the resignation of Ambedkar. So your question starts from there. Ambedkar himself was inclined to give the backward class reservation in the constitution itself, which was denied up to 1989 for the so-called upper caste. Ultimately, government was dissolved. VP Singh government was dissolved. You know what argument that has been done in the Supreme Court? VP Singh was Prime Minister and he passed the Mandal Commission in the Parliament, which was challenged before the Supreme Court. Same day Parliament was in session. VP Singh submitted before the Parliament, Mr. Speaker sir, I am satisfied that I did justice to the backward class people, though I am belonging to forward community. 200 years these people were deprived of like untouchable and other communities. I did justice, but it is being resisted in the Supreme Court today. Argument is going now. If the judgment comes in my favor, in the government favor, I will die in peace. This is the exact word uttered by the VP Singh in the Parliament. Still you can see the record. The press went to advocate. Who is the advocate? Against the Mandal Commission argued. Have you come across any knowledge? Balkiwala. Who is Balkiwala? The question arose in 1972 whether the basic structure of the constitution can be amended or not. He stood as a rock. No, basic structure of the constitution cannot be amended. What is the basic structure? We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, secular, socialistic, democratic republic, including fundamental right. So the question came into existence in 1972 before the Supreme Court, larger than 13 judges, whether the basic structure of the constitution can be amended by the Parliament or not. That was argued 68 days continuously by Balkiwala. He's a great man who saved the constitution, democratic value of this government. The same Balkiwala, when the reservation comes, he opposed it. He said in the press, VP Singh says, if the Mandal Commission gave reservation of the backward class, he will die in peace. He can die in peace if the backward class are getting reservation, the country will not be in peace. This is a statement given by the Balkiwala. So there was an intellectual fight. That is why you cannot say all learned people are good, all intellectuals are good. Your learnedness, your intellectuality must be motivated by social dynamics. I must have brain, but my brain should be useful to the people. I cannot celebrate I am the rank holder in Oxford. Okay, you are the rank holder. I am earning 10 lakhs per month. I am living with my wife. I will not come to any other thing. It is very bad. William Durant, a philosopher, says, be not simply good, be good for some cause. Our culture is, no, I will not drink, good man. I will not smoke, good man. I am not a womanizer, good man. I will not look up at the neighbor, whatever be the any sound. Oh no, I will keep door. Myself and family, I am a good man. William Durant says, you are idiot, you are a bad man. Be not simply good, be good for some cause.
I was just conscious of time, so give opportunities
So
for other people.
that is why from initially backward class, scheduled caste, all are being given except the forward community which were already footed in the higher orbit.
Thank you. Your question has been answered in the thing. Thanks.
Really it is a challenging because right or wrong during the emergency Indira Gandhi did a mistake that education which was in the state list was brought to the concurrent list. Concurrent list, what does mean concurrent list? Even state legislature can enact law and the parliament also can enact law. When there is a simultaneous enactment with respect to one subject, the Parliament Act will prevail. What does it mean? The assembly is useless completely. So you are taking the powers of the state government as far as education is concerned. That is why we are resisting that, we will not accept it. See, people are asking me, I sometimes, as Pugal put it, I am a man always, whether inviting controversy or myself is pushed into controversy. The reason is, we demanded for separate state in those days. In one of the conference I said, see, Periyar wanted to have a separate Tamil Nadu. We did not follow it. We believed that federalism, true federalism will work. I am appealing Modi and appealing Mr. Amit Shah that don't push us to demand separate Tamil Nadu. This was created very big. No, Raja is separate Tamil Nadu, this and that. And later, another meeting I justified. Do you think that are we not demanding separate Tamil Nadu? Not in this straight crude sense. See, what is separate Tamil Nadu? We are maintaining our identity separately. even legitimately, even constitutionally. How? Parliament enacted CAA. Citizenship Amendment Bill, Parliament enacted. The sovereign power of this country rests upon the Parliament. Am I correct? The Parliament is running this government. Parliament is designing the will of the government. My will, PUHAZH will, your will, reflected through your respective MPs to the Parliament. So the Parliament is ultimatum. That Parliament enacted a law CAA. That CAA was rejected by Tamil Nadu Assembly. What does it mean? You created new education policy. We passed a resolution in the assembly that no, we will not accept it. What a joke it is. Parliament enacted law, Parliament gave the policy which is repudiated by us. What does it mean? We wanted to maintain our own uniqueness. We are distinct, we are different. That is why we are used to say Anna's language, we belong to Dravidian stock. That does not mean we are against Gujarati, we are against Maharashtrian. When I am claiming Dravidian stock is something great, we are having something different, we are having something distinct, we are having something unique to define ourselves as Dravidian with the culture. We must afford that.
Thank you. Can I take it? Thank you. Can I have another question from anyone? You can, if anybody else hasn't got a chance, we will give you an opportunity in a minute. Yeah. Anybody else to have a question? Anybody else?
Okay,
It's to you.
Is there any, so Ambedkar is like he's known for many things, but then he is mainly known for his scholarly work. So the similar way, in terms of Dravidian parties or like our current Tamil Nadu and like ruling party, is there any like scholarship programs or things like that to do more research on more research on the social?
No, special scholarships are being given for the people, those who are the MBC and scheduled castes, for the those who are.
Sorry. So I'm just like asking the scholarships, those who
On Dravidian
do
research.
research on social injustice.
So far, demand was not placed before the Chief Minister and government.
Because like
If there is a demand, we will put it directly. No problem. We will do
Okay.
with acceptance of Chief Minister. Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the formal session now.